Boss, do you have fair credit? And are you making at least $12,000 a year? If you answered yes to all those two questions, I want you to stick around because I'm going to share with you the top 10 massive loans with fair credit for people who are making at least $12,000 in gross income every single year. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee. Of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about the top 10 giant personal loans with fair credit. We're speaking about a FICO score that oscillates from 580 to 669. Okay. And if you are making at least $12,000 in annual income, that's gross income, you can qualify for any of this personal loans. Number 10, we have a First Tech Credit Union. Our score 7.5 over 10. What we love with First Tech Credit Union, and by the way, First Tech is a national credit union, so you can qualify even if you live you can qualify no matter where you live, okay? And this loan is kind of cool because it's good for people who have fair credit. You have loan amounts that go from $500 to $50,000, okay? The APR goes from 670 to 18%, and the average credit score goes from 590 to 669, okay? And what are the pros and cons of this loan? So the pros, they offer co-sign, joint, and secure loan options. You're able to fund loans within one business day. So you're able to get the loan within one business day. They offer direct payments to creditors with debt consolidation loans. This is really good. And the First Tech offers a wide range of loan amounts and repayment terms, and there are no origination or prepayment fees. This is really good. And the only drawbacks are that this is exclusive to credit union members. So you need to become a First Tech credit union member if you are not already one. And they actually report payments to one or two of the three major credit bureaus. Okay, something you need to think about. But the term length 2 to 7 years. Number 9, folks, we have here Avant. Our score 8 over 10. So Avant is kind of cool because they give you a wide constellation of repayment options, okay? And the minimum credit score here for Avant is 580. The APR will oscillate from 9.95% to 35.99%. Loan amounts, you are looking at $2,000 to $35,000, okay? And what we love with Avant is the fact that they have loan terms up to 60 months. Okay, they do charge though, and this is important to mention, they do charge you an upfront administrative fee. Okay, and they allow in some cases, depending on the state you're applying from, they allow co-signers, but overall they do not allow co-applicants. So this is important to remember. And in terms of eligibility, you just need to make at least $12,000 a year. Okay, you need to have a FICO score that starts at 580. This is important, and you can use the money for anything: for medical expenses, for general expenses, for home improvement, moving, vacations, anything. Number 8, we have Rocket Loans. Our score 8 over 10. And Rocket Loan is kind of cool because they actually give you, you can actually borrow from $2,000 to $45,000. The APR goes from 6% to 30%, and the minimum credit score goes from 600 to 640. Okay, and here are the pros and cons with Rocket Loans. You have soft credit check with pre-qualification. This is really good. They have competitive rates among fair credit lenders, and they actually offer you a percentage point rate discount for setting up auto pay. This is really good. And they are able to fund loans the same day. And what we love is the fact that their minimum loan amount is $2,000. So this is really good. Okay. And the drawbacks are that they charge an origination fee. They don't offer direct payments to creditors with debt consolidation loans. You have to do things yourself. And there is no option to choose or change your payment date once it's been set. And as a borrower, you can choose from only 2 repayment term options, okay? And we're talking about 3 or 5 years. And there is no co-sign, joint, or secured loan options, okay? Qualifications, minimum credit score 600 to 610, 640. And minimum credit history, 2 years, okay? And minimum annual income, $12,000. $12,000, that's the minimum. And the one thing I want to say here is that they want you to have a maximum DTI of 40 to 70% debt to income ratio. This is important, okay? So the available term length, 3 or 5 years. Number 7, we have Lending Club. Our score 8.5 over 10. So Lending Club is kind of cool for debt consolidation loans. If you have fair credit and you're trying to consolidate your loans, this is a great platform to go to. Okay, and we are speaking about loan amounts from $1,000 to $40,000. The minimum credit score 600. Okay, and the estimated APR goes from 6.34% to 35.89%. And what we love the fact that Lending Club has been around for a long time. Okay, they were actually a pioneer when we talk about peer-to-peer lending. Okay, and a great option if you want to consolidate your debt. Okay, so the pros and cons here: they offer joint loan options, they offer direct payments to creditors with debt consolidation loans, they have a soft credit check with pre-qualification. You have the option to change your payment date. This is really good because let's say you're having a cash crunch, you're having a quote unquote budgetary problem. You can actually switch your payment due date from the 21st to the 28th, for example. Okay, and with no problem. And what about the cons? Well, as a borrower, you can choose from 2 repayment term options only, and they do charge an origination fee. Okay, and here are the qualifications. So minimum credit score is 600, maximum DTI 60%. And if you are a joint applicant, if you have joint applicants, it must be 40%. Okay, and minimum credit history more than 18 months. Okay, it's important. Number 6, we have Upstart. Our score 8.5 over 10. So with Upstart, you really have access to a good lender. Okay, the APR goes from 5% to 36%. The loan amount $1,000 to $50,000, and they don't have a minimum credit score. Okay, and if you have an income of at least $12,000, you are good to go. Gross income, that is. Okay, and it's important to understand that when we have an Upstart, you have pros and cons. So the benefits is that they accept borrowers who have no credit or bad credit. They are able to fund loans within 1 business day. They offer direct payments to creditors with some debt consolidation loans. Okay, and we love the fact that they allow you to choose and change your payment date. So they have flexibility on that front. Okay, and so they do charge. Here are the drawbacks. They do charge an origination fee, and they don't have a mobile app right now. If you want to manage the loan, you got to do everything on your tablet or on your desktop, on your laptop. Okay, and what are the qualifications? So minimum gross income $12,000, minimum credit score none. Okay, you must have a residential U.S. address, you must have a checking account, you must have a full-time job or a part-time job, and you have to be able to prove it. Okay, and available term lengths 3 to 5 years, and they do charge an origination fee that goes from 0% to 8%, depending on your situation and depending on the state you're applying from. Number 5, boss, we have PenFed Credit Union. Our score 9 over 10, and so this is one of the best credit union loans that we have if you have fair credit. And with PenFed, you can qualify for a loan that goes from $600 to $50,000. The APR will go from 5% to 18%. Okay. And what we love with PenFed is that you have a soft credit check with pre-qualification. They don't charge any origination or prepayment fees. Okay, they offer joint and secure loan options, and they offer a mobile app to manage your loan. This is really good. Okay, and what about the drawbacks here? PenFed does not have a discount for autopay, and they don't offer direct payments to creditors with debt consolidation loans, and you have no option to choose or change your payment date. And in terms of your qualifications, they want you to have a minimum credit history of 2 years. Okay, and they want to make sure. So in terms of maturity, we have 1 to 5 years. They want you to have a debt to income ratio that is below 55%. In some cases, they want to have 50%. Remember, when we speak about DTI, the lower the better. Okay, it's very important. And but overall, you got to be a PenFed member. This is a credit union, so you need to have a membership before you can apply, before you can get the loan. You can apply for the loan without becoming a member, but once you are approved, you need to become a member. Number 4, we have Discover. Our score 9 over 10. The thing we love about Discover is that if you have fair credit and you're making at least $12,000 a year, This lender is best for flexible terms, okay? And the APR goes from 6% to 25%. They don't have no auto pay discounts. And minimum credit score, it goes from 590 to 600. And the loan amounts go from $2,500 to $35,000, okay? And we love Discover because they have no origination fee. Next day funding is available, and you can have a pre-qualification with no credit score impact. So you have a soft pull, okay? And what about the drawbacks here? Well, they want you to have at least $12,000 in income. They want you to have at least $25,000 in household income. So we're speaking about you and your partner if you have one. Okay, but overall, their loan amounts are relatively small, right, compared to the PenFed of the world, the Upstart, because Discover only gives you a maximum loan amount of $35,000. But hey, listen, it's still good. So overall, we love the fact that Discover is a solid lender. They've been doing this for years now. They offer multiple repayment options ranging from 36 to 84 months, allowing you to select the option that best fits your financial needs. So this is really good because we are speaking about having the flexibility here. Think about it, 3 years to 7 years. This is really cool, really cool. Number 3, we have Navy Fed Federal Credit Union. Our score 9.5 over 10. So Navy Fed is kind of cool. Also, they offer you loan amounts that go from $250 to $50,000. Their APR oscillates from 7.49% to 18%, okay? But they don't have auto pay discount, and minimum credit score 580, okay? And here are the pros and cons. So they have relatively low maximum APR. We're speaking about 18%. The repayment terms of up to 180 months. We're speaking about a lot of years here, a lot of years. 15 years, think about that. And no minimum credit score requirements. But even though we have seen based on our experience that they want you to have at least 580 to 590. Okay, one thing I want to say here in terms of drawbacks, of course, this loan is only available to credit union members. You must submit a full application to see if you qualify. There is no soft pull with the credit union here, unless you are already a member and they send you directly a pre-qualification offer. Okay, and so overall, when we think about Navy Fed, we think about a solid credit union, very reputable one. They are present in all 50 states. Okay, they also want you to have their DTI, their debt to income ratio requirements are reasonable. Okay, but overall, remember, you don't have to have a military affiliation to become a member. You just give them a call and they will let you know how you can qualify. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about the top 10 personal loans with fair credit for $12,000 at least in income. Number 2, we have Best Egg. Our score 9.5 over 10. So when we think about Best Egg, we're thinking about excellent, fair credit personal loans with low rates. Okay, the APR goes from 5% to 36%, depending on your credit worthiness. Loan amount $2,000 to $50,000, and minimum credit score 600. Okay, and the pros and cons here: they offer a wide constellation of loan amounts. They provide secured loan options for homeowners, and they offer direct payments to creditors with debt consolidation loans. Okay, and here are the cons. Here are the drawbacks. They do charge an origination fee, and there is no rate discount for auto pay. One thing I want to say here is that the minimum credit score is 600. This is really good. In terms of minimum credit history, they want you to have at least 3 years and 3 accounts. Okay, and so the minimum income requirements $12,000. Okay, and the DTI, your debt to income ratio, they want you to be around 40% or 60%, lower than that. Okay, and the term lengths, we are speaking about 2 to 5 years. Number 1, the best of the best in our view, best of the best when it comes to fair credit. And if you're looking for a large loan and you are making at least $12,000 a year, number 1, Upgrade. Our score 10 over 10. And this is great for any kind of loans including debt consolidation loan, including loans for large purchases, including loans for emergencies and whatnot. Okay, and here we are talking about an APR that ranges from 5.94% with 35.97%, and they have auto pay discounts. Okay, minimum credit score here 550, and loan amounts will go from $1,000 to $50,000. This is kind of cool if you were to ask us. And so here are the pros and cons. What we love with Upgrade is that they give you a 1-day funding that's available. Okay, they offer pre-qualification with a soft credit check, so you are basically not dinging your credit score by through hard pulls. Okay, and there is a rate discount if some proceeds are used to pay off existing debts. And so the cons, they do have a high maximum APR, and they have relatively high origination fees. Yeah, they do have origination fees. But the cool thing is, if you think about it, borrowers with credit scores as low as 550 may be eligible for an Upgrade personal loan. Think about it. This is kind of cool. They have a soft credit check. This is really good. They offer a large loan amounts. Okay, and they are available nationally. They're available in all 50 states. This is really important. And one thing I want to see here is that the APR is kind of cool also. The only thing is they do charge an origination fee that ranges from 2.9% to 8%. Before I close today's conversation, I want to talk to you about, I want to have a general conversation with you. The thing here is that if you have fair credit and you are making at least $12,000 a year, the question is, should you wait to bump up your credit a little more before getting the loan, or should you actually, what is the strategy? The strategy here is that you need to you need to evaluate your financial situation. Okay, do you need that loan, or this is just like a nice to have? Is it a must have or a nice to have? It's important to, don't underestimate the importance of that question. Many people apply for a loan because they haven't actually thought through the problem. They haven't thought through the repayment process. They just need the cash, and I just need a loan. I need a loan. Okay, well, I'm just applying. No, you need to think about the repayment process. See, you need to think about why you need the loan, how quickly the loan can be repaid, what you can afford. Okay, and if you can qualify for that loan. So in today's conversation, I give you a list of the top 10 loans. The question is, can you afford the loan, and can you qualify for the loan? Obviously, you want to go for loans that allow you to do a soft credit check anyway. Don't you risk your FICO score by going through hard pulls right away. No, you want to first test the waters to make sure that you are comfortable. So when you compare personal loan lenders for fair credit, there are a few things you need to compare to make sure that you are making the right choice, not only in terms of APR, but also in terms of relationship with that lender. So you want to pay attention to the qualifications. In other words, their eligibility criteria. You want to pay attention to the APR they are charging you. What is the annual percentage rate? You want to pay attention to the repayment terms. And you want to pay attention to the funding speed. Okay, if you need money quickly, you don't want to wait for 1 week for somebody to get back to you, right? So it's important. So if you want to apply for a fair credit personal loan, make sure that you provide the basic information. It must be accurate. You want to review the preliminary offers and agree to a hard credit check after you review that, because you need to give them your consent. You got to give them an authorization for them to check your credit score. It's important, okay? And you also need to accept the terms and provide additional information if they're asking you questions, things like your personal tax returns. In some cases, the lender might want to see your tax returns for the last 3 years. They want to make sure that you are in compliance with federal and state tax laws. Okay, so those are things you need to think about. So before you apply for a loan, I want you to think holistically, not just be able to provide your a pay stub and a bank account and a bank statement, but also think about providing tax returns, for example, your 1040s, right? In some cases, the lender might want to have a letter of employment verification coming straight from the employer. And so the thing here is that, and I want to go back to the question I asked early. Can you get a personal loan if you have fair credit in general? The answer is yes. Obviously, you might have to pay a higher APR, but there are loans out there for people who are making who have FICO scores between 580 and 659. That's just totally possible. Okay. And if you want to improve your credit score, which should be your goal anyway, because having a fair FICO score shouldn't be the bottom line. Your bottom line should be to go up in there in 800, 825, or 830. Okay. And so there are a few things you can do to actually improve your credit score. Check your credit reports. Those are important. And I'm not talking about checking them like once a year. I'm speaking about having a process in place where you are checking your credit scores, let's say once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, but you got to have that routine. Okay. It's important because this is how you can spot inaccuracies. You can spot derogatory items. You can spot any act of fraudulent activity or any type of fraud. Let's say you have been a victim of identity fraud. If you check your credit scores, let's say every week or every 2 weeks, chances are you're going to catch this issue a little early. Okay. And think about also you want to lower your credit card balances. We're speaking about your credit utilization ratio. This has a big impact. It has a big impact on your credit score. It accounts for 30%. Think about that. 30% of your credit score comes from your credit utilization ratio. We're speaking about revolving lines of credit, right? Credit cards and lines of credit. Those are important. So besides your credit utilization ratio that accounts for 30% of your FICO score, you have 35% of your FICO score that comes from your payment history. So if you really think about it, those two elements, your FICO score, your payment history, and your CUR, those two accounts for nearly 2/3 of your FICO score. We're speaking about 65%. This is huge. So it's important to pay your bills on time. It's really important. It has a big impact on your FICO score so that you can actually get out of the fair credit category and move on to the good credit category and eventually to the excellent credit category. Before I close today's conversation, please check out this loan evaluation approach. We do have a strict methodology on this show when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and reviewing loans, including personal loans for folks who have fair credit. Check this out. All right, boss. Here are the top 10 massive loans with fair credit for $12,000 annual income minimum. Number 1, Upgrade, 10/10. Number 2, Best Egg, 9.5/10. Number 3, Navy Federal Credit Union, 9.5/10. Number 4, Discover, 9/10. Number 5, PenFed, 9/10. Number 6, Upstarts, 8.5/10. Number 7, Lending Club, 8.5/10. Number 8, Rocket Loans, 8/10. Number 9, Avon, 8/10. Number 10, First Tech Credit Union, 7.5/10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.